Good morning, everybody. Pastor Jonah here. Welcome to CLF TV.
Woo!
And my incredible co-host,
Sheena Reagan. Good to be with you. Good morning, everybody.
Sheena, I don't know if you looked around, but once again, we have raised the bar.
We've upped the production
We've upped
quality.
the production value. We are broadcasting live from a junior high's TV production studio. Spared no expense. This was brought to you by Little Johnny Lawrence Trembleton is his name, Junior. He did. No, I'm just kidding. We actually are doing our Monday morning recap edition.
Yes.
I'm very excited to talk about this today, but we need to take care of some business first.
Okay.
Okay. We need to address the elephant in the room, if you will. The fact that our name has changed and that our show is now known as the show formerly known as Lobby Talk. Okay. So I think we should have a moment of silence. The fact that we are no longer in a lobby anymore. The show formerly known as Lobby Talk. I think we need to sing our jingle one more time.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Just to let it go.
3, 2, 1, hit.
Lobby talk, lobby talk. Let's get ready for lobby talk, lobby talk, lobby talk.
It's not called Lobby Talk.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. We are talking about offense because I had the opportunity to share a message on Sunday about just that.
Awesome message yesterday,
it was
Jonah.
called, do you want to be right or do you want to be reconciled? And so before we kind of talk about that or expand that or kind of, draw that out, I think we need to talk about a few things that are offensive or not offensive.
Let's do it. We may
Okay?
have different opinions on this.
We have different opinions on there. So if wherever you're watching right now, we want to stop and just say big shout out. Thank you for tuning in. I know we get people from all over the county watching us.
All over the world. We
I'm
had
sorry.
somebody from Austria watching as one of our 17 viewers last week.
17.
And we
I told my mom
appreciate
to
that
watch
so
it.
much.
Up to 18.
18.
But we want to pause for a second and let you shout yourself out. So wherever you're watching right now, would you just take a minute, pull out the old keyboard. Why am I typing this high?
Let us
I have
know where
a very
you are.
high keyboard.
I've got a medium.
Just let us know where you are, what you're doing, where you're tuning in from. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to kick you a very special shout out. And we want you to react to what we're about to talk about.
Yeah, you gotta let us know if you're offended
Offended?
or not offended.
Or not offended. I'm offended at the fact that we couldn't spare any more money than to print these on pieces of paper. That's a little offended. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is our new segment for today, talking about offended or not offended, because that's what I kind of talked about yesterday.
I'm excited.
Thanks.
You did a great job.
Stretch out a little bit.
Okay. Really gonna put everything into it. I like that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, first thing, offended or not offended. I'm going to give my take. You give your take. We'll take it from there.
Let's
you
do it.
give your take wherever you are. First one up, what do we got? Oh. I'm seething. Just looking at this.
Okay.
This, on the count of 3, you reveal. 1, 2, 3. Highly offended. I don't even have a sign. Pets that are dressed up.
Okay, I think even more than the pets that are dressed up are when they're named like people names. Like, hi, this is my cat Deborah and my parakeet Jeffrey. And it's like, you are a murderer. Who does this? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if your cat's
Somewhere
named
somebody
Jeffrey.
right now is being offended by the fact that you made fun of their parakeet.
Probably so. I'm so sorry.
I'm offended at pets that are dressed up because, one, you already have fur to begin with, okay?
True.
Let's just establish that fact. It's like whatever you were wearing right now, let's throw something on top of that, But again, pets that are dressed up, how do you feel about those pets that are dressed up? I think the smaller the pet, the more people tend to dress it up.
Okay.
Have you ever seen like a Siberian Husky?
No.
With like a little funny
You're
hat,
so right.
little bowler cap?
You've never seen a pit bull in a sweater vest, right?
So I would actually be not offended by that.
Okay.
I actually would be kind of okay with a pit bull. Things that this is another one. I'm gonna count of 3. Offended or not offended? Useless pillows on the bed. All right. 1, 2, 3. Highly offended. Highly offended. Do we have a little gender split here?
I have so many pillows on my bed, and I don't even take them off at night. I live like a king.
Do you burrow in like a little animal?
I can't stop laughing.
You burrow. You have like a
I do.
You're basically a mole.
I kind of put them all around to like give the feeling that I'm, just luxuriously sleeping.
You're a queen. The queen of the pillows, perhaps.
Yep. I'm offended by the people who sleep with one Triscuit cracker as a pillow. Like, I have to have my neck straight, and I don't know, I just feel.
Sheena, I think that could be your rap name.
Triscuit cracker?
Little Triscuit cracker.
Little Triscuit coming in hot.
AKA Sheen Beezy.
Sheen Beezy.
Little Triscuit cracker. All right, anyway, let's moving on to offended, not offended, number 3. Let's go. Here we go. Pineapple on the za. I don't even call it pizza. That's how high class I am. The za.
Oh, wait, I keep going out of turn.
You can't go out of turn.
Sorry.
I'm offended that you jumped ahead.
We're not sure what I think
about that. All right,
about
here
that.
we go. On the count of 3, pineapple on pizza, and you can play along at home. Offended, not offended. 1, 2, 3. Not offended. Oh.
I'm more offended by the ham.
Really?
I don't like the ham. All right.
Why are you anti-pig?
No, it's not anti-pig. I like pepperoni and pineapple.
Okay.
Like, that's a good combo. Or like steak and pineapple is really good.
The text that I was diving into yesterday was all about Matthew 18. And I think very often we forget that Jesus actually gives us a playbook, right? He gives a playbook for believers how to deal with offense amongst each other. Now, that's our playbook that we're supposed to play by. I don't know if we always necessarily do that very well in the church. Would you agree?
I totally agree. I mean, I think maybe when we're standing in the building we do,
Yes.
but, are we taking the Matthew 18 perspective when we're on Facebook or Twitter or when somebody deeply offends you or even wrongs you? Are we able to do what? And just to recap, just in case people don't know what it says in Matthew 18, how are we supposed to?
Well, it's a very simple principle. It says if your brother offends you, to go to them one-on-one and to point out that offense. I mean, those statements alone goes against our culture.
Privately, right?
Privately.
Not to make a spectacle, like in front of a group or on a microphone or on a platform, but to go and have the talk with them privately.
Right. So that's Matthew 18. Most of us like to quote from 1 Opinions chapter 5, verse 2. 1 Opinions chapter 5, verse 2 says, go on Facebook, go ahead and blast them as much as you want. Jesus lays out the playbook. And there's a lot in there to unpack because, most of us, we either run to confrontation or we run from confrontation. But the reality is we're not there to be right. We're there to be reconciled. And that's a powerful principle. Jesus was right in condemning us and in the judgment that he has on us for our sin that has separated us, our mistakes. But yet Jesus chose to be reconciled to us. You know what I mean?
There's a reason he's God and we're not.
But
many reasons.
Many reasons.
Many.
I can even just say personally, there are times where I've done this and against everything in myself not wanting to. A couple years back, I had a person who disagreed with the fact that I did Christian hip hop, and instead of like just kind of letting it go and moving on, wrote a whole message about me and preached it on a very, very large scale. And so it's one thing to get like somebody talks some smack about you. It's another thing to be like dealt with in front of millions of people. And in that moment, my flesh, myself, I wanted to jump on social media and start banging back. I mean, that's what rappers
And like
do.
according to world, like you would have every right to do that, right? Of course.
I had the choice to be right, but I knew God wanted me to be reconciled to him. And so I hit him up on, you're talking about Twitter. I hit him up on Twitter. I said, hey, can we just hop on the phone? And we had a conversation. And I would love to say that conversation fixed all of it. It didn't.
Wow. So it didn't go well.
It didn't go well, but I think at the anything, I put out the fire before the fire started.
Right.
Which is many of us want to make the fire burn brighter. But the point being is that he's still my brother in Christ. We're on two different spectrums of how we see things. I made it a point after that conversation. I said, can we at least pray together? And that's what we did. And the funny thing was, behind the scenes, the gears started to turn. Eventually, he pulled down that video. Now, 7 years go by. I'm working on my book, which is about one of those stories, and I didn't want to just take that story in that moment and just kind of like exploit it. I reached out to him, and it was funny, after 7 years, he said, we probably agree on a lot more than what we don't agree on. And it was such a beautiful moment of reconciliation.
And I think you probably lived in much more peace in those 7 years than he did. I mean, when you hang on to an offense, it's not like, I think we're in our flesh, we're joined with the notion that if we hang on to this, it is somehow affecting the person that wronged us or something like that. But all it's doing is hurting you inside, or it's a root that is now going to grow other things that aren't producing the fruit of the Lord.
That's absolutely true. That's so true. And so the beauty of that was, not only did we reconcile, not only are we now people that can, I text them freely. We lift each other up in prayer. There probably still is a few things we may not agree on, but we agree on way more than what we disagree on. And the beauty of that is, I had the choice to either be or be. And I have to say that going that route was so much better.
I love when you said that there's probably so much more that you guys agree on now, which I think is the case with most things that we're offended about. Like, as you're talking yesterday, all the different ways we can be offended, whether ethnic, politics, personal beliefs, work things, friendships, just the way we do things. Pineapple on pizza, top to
Chick-fil-A,
bottom, no matter
Popeyes,
what it is.
these are the issues we need to deal
We
with.
probably do agree a lot more on so much more than we think, and yet the world is so focused on the ways we disagree and being our version of right. That's not serving anybody, right?
Absolutely. So right now, I know many of you have been tuning in, you're watching from all over. You probably have a situation very similar to mine or similar to what Sheena had talked about. I would encourage you, wherever you are, take a spiritual inventory, look up Matthew 18, go, God, what are you trying to tell me? What can I deal with this? Or how can I deal with this in a way that brings glory and honor to you? And instead of always walking this way, we can walk this way. All right. I think that's it.
I'm loving it.
I think we need to end the only way we know how to end, the most expensive way that we could ever end.
By the way, thank you guys to everybody who is watching this show and growing our numbers. Please tell your friends about it. Pop on and see us. We would love to hear your ideas for like an official show name or a slogan. But for now, I think we're just going to go with our usual.
There we go. 2 clicks and
we're out.